What's going on, world? It's your boy P Cuff 22 with the Brain Surfing Podcast, Sports Edition. It's gonna be a little quick one, but it's been a while. I had a little surgery a few months ago. Still not where I want to be, but I waited long enough. It's time to get an episode recorded for this season. Now, most of this information I wrote down and had ready to go before the year started, a couple of days before the season started, to be exact. Um, I did change a few things pertaining to the Eastern Conference just because of the James Harden trade. And before I even did that, like I said, we all kind of knew he was getting traded, and that seemed to be the destination. So I was a little bit kind of already on top of that. Now, as you're seeing right here, this is what I got for my standings, and that's what I'm going to be talking about today in this episode. Just what I feel the teams are going to end up being seated at the end of the year. So, Eastern Conference, the Leaston Conference. We're gonna say, man, it's pretty. It's a lot more balanced than it used to be, and people like to hold that against LeBron, but we ain't gonna get into all that. It's a lot more balanced than it used to be. Um, I see a couple teams that haven't been in the playoffs in a while making it this year. Two to be specific, but starting off at number one, I see the Milwaukee Bucks taking that seeding. I mean, that kind of goes without being said. Without being said, they got Giannis over there. Even though we build the wall, he slowed down, can't do as much. We've all been watching this year, and his jump shot doesn't look any better. Only difference is he's taking the shot, and I gotta give him credit for that. But yeah, when it's all said and done, I do see the Bucks getting number one seed between their chemistry, star power, picking up Drew Holiday. That's gonna be nice. If they're smart, they'll start putting Giannis in the post and let him go to work from down there. Because if you're starting in the post, they can't build the wall against you. But that's more for the playoffs. At number two, gotta go with the Brooklyn Nets. Although I'm not a fan of having those three guys together, like those three types of players together, because they're almost all the same type. The only one I can see, and like I said, I'm speaking before the trade actually went through. The only guy I can see fully taking on the role to let other people eat, and he take a step back, would be Kevin Durant. And I say that because we've kind of seen him do it before. So I can't assume the worst when it comes to him. James Harden, at this point, if he actually wants to go there, I can see him wanting to be a true point guard and doing what he needs to do to be the true point guard and helping those other guys get their points. They have some weaknesses in their bench, but like I said, I'm just gonna do the seedings. I'm not gonna go into who I think gonna win with playoff series. That might be episode number 2 or 3. So number 3, we got the Boston Celtics. Young squad still. We've been saying that for a couple years, but still a young squad. Got a couple of vets over there. Kimba. Um, I feel they're gonna be number 3 seed mainly because of chemistry, their depth, and they got multiple bucket getters. The difference between their bucket getters and the Nets bucket getters are, I feel like the Brooklyn bucket getters are a little more established, all three. You know what I'm saying? So somebody has to really, really sacrifice, and it's kind of an ego check a little bit because you've been the man so much. It's a little different. I would have to question it with certain guys on Brooklyn. With Boston, they kind of got that guy in Jason Tatum and Kimber Walker being one of their bucket getters. It's cool letting these young guys eat, unlike Kyrie when he played with Boston. Um, yeah, so I see nothing but good things for Boston. They get number 3 seed. They picked up Jeff T. That's a great pickup. And then number 4, I'm going with the Philadelphia 76ers. For all the same reasons that they're always around that, 3 to 5 seed. Really good team. Injuries tend to hurt them. That's why I got them at 4. I would love to put them at 2 or 3, but because of injuries and mainly injuries, yeah, I feel like that might help them a little bit. They picked up my boy Seth Curry. I love that pickup. Love that pickup. That's my boy. I've been talking about him for a while. People kind of got into him a little bit late. Ben saying he can shoot just as good as his big brother. Um, and yeah, that's that. At number 5, we got the Indiana Pacers. Man, listen, this is before the whole trade thing. You know, But I still feel like in the East, the Pacers can be a 5 or 6 seed. I'm gonna keep them at the 5 because that's where I had it before. So I'm sticking with it. Indiana Pacers at number 5. At number 6, we got the Atlanta Hawks. Hey, I hate to keep saying it, man, but I made this list before the year started. And the Hawks, Trey Young struggling a little bit. I don't see that continue to happen throughout the season. Also, Rondo is kind of in and out the lineup. I think 'cause that loss the last year, that long year, and the short break, they're kind of working him in slowly. So, yeah, I see the Hawks being a 5 or 6 seed. But I got them at number 6 right here. The Heat, I'm happy I put them at 7 because I really want them at like 5. But the way the year been going, I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm happy I put them at 7. Bless me. Sorry. Ooh, excuse me. Yeah, not enough star power, and they will get better with experience. Although by the time they have the experience, I don't know what will be getting left out of Jimmy Butler. But that's a whole other topic also. And then at number 8, no one will agree. You guys would probably say the Orlando Magics, maybe the Washington Wizards. Listen, I think they will make a move to get rid of one of those guards, get them out of Melo's way, and the Charlotte Hornets will make the playoffs. Melo's different, man. As a matter of fact, episode 2 will be about the awards that I think players will be getting this year, and obviously Melo's gonna be on that list. Um, yeah, the Hornets, man. I just feel like with the guys they already have, you throw a true point guard in there who can play the passing lane, shoot the ball, distribute, get everybody running. I feel like that's gonna help other guys score easier. And I would probably get rid of Terry Rozier, even though he's better than Dante Graham. I'd probably get rid of Rozier. He's older, he gets paid more, and I feel Devontae Graham is better off ball to play with Melo. So yeah, and with that trade, I think that they will make it first and foremost. And when they do, I do feel like they're going to get something that makes them an even better team, which will get them that AC. Now moving over to the Western Conference. Uh, Easily, man, I'm going with the Lakers with the number 1 seed. Although the Clippers, they're gonna fight for it, but the Lakers for all the obvious reasons, and no more bigger than the fact that you have the 1-2 combo of LeBron James and Anthony Davis. The bench it got deeper. The Marc Gasol thing is good for the offense. When it comes to defense, in the half court when the game slows down in the playoffs, it should be okay. Regular season when everybody's running, and I'm just not too sure about Marc Gasol in certain situations. And just like some big guys had to get benched last year in the playoffs, he might be one of those guys getting benched later on in the season, throughout the playoffs. Then Clippers number 2, Kawhi, Paul, they're coming back hungry. Like, it might get scary a little bit in the West for everybody. Going with Denver Nuggets at number 3. Man, I damn near want to put them number 2. You know, I don't know how Murray gonna come back and live up to what he was doing in the bubble. Jokic had already lost his weight. I think he gonna be even better this year. Like he might go crazy. Um, yeah, and then Michael Porter Jr. Assuming he's gonna be healthy, man, this team is nuts. They lost a little bit of depth, to the T Wolves. Shout out to the T Wolves. I'm curious to see how they gonna use Bobo. Like, and once again, I recorded this before. Well, I had these notes wrote down before the year started, but yeah, I came in wondering how they would be, or curious about how they would use Bobo. In my opinion, you can have one ball handler on the court and have Jokic and Bobo on that same lineup. I think that would probably help a team more than it hurts a team. And I could be wrong, but I just don't see why they wouldn't use Bobo a lot more than they did last year. They barely used him last year until the bubble, so that shouldn't be hard to do. Portland Trailblazers coming in number 4. They got a lot of movement from. They had a lot of movement last year. They had got Carmelo later on during the season. Whiteside, I think he came a little bit later. He be slacking and up and down anyway. So whatever when it comes to him. They lost Nursic for a good little minute. They got him this year. He back healthy. So yeah, I see Portland moving up. I think they're number 5 seed last year, so I'm gonna give them number 4 this year. Good team, just not as good as Denver, not as good as the Lakers, not as good as the Clippers. At number 5, we got the Utah Jazz. Ricky Rubio back to the Minnesota Timberwolves. I love that. Excuse me, always been a big Rubio fan. A lot of people aren't. You guys are weird. Um, I think Donovan Mitchell will step up. Point guard duty wise. Uh, Michael Conley is gonna have to be healthy, but I like Michael Conley off the ball more than Mitchell. I feel like Conley can shoot better off the catch than Mitchell. Mitchell's more of a creative shot type guy, so I would definitely, you know, like Mitchell to be on ball a lot more, and I feel he's getting more comfortable in his position, and that he's gonna excel and be better than he was last year. So yeah, I see him getting number 5 seed, but it could be number 4. Don't sleep on him. At number 6, like I said in the East, man, there's some teams that haven't been in the playoffs in a while. It's been a few years for the Nets. I think since KG and Paul Pierce and them was ring tracing. Same for the Hawks. It's been a long time. I think it's been since LeBron was putting them out a few years back. Um, and the Hornets have been a long time for them. But I also see a new team getting in on the West, or a team that haven't been in a while, and that's the Phoenix Suns. Not sure how long it's been, but I'm pretty sure it's been over 10 years. Shout out to Charles Barkley. I don't know. But yeah, man, Phoenix Suns, I got them getting number 6. Listen, man, you snatch up Chris Paul with a bunch of young guys who probably look up to him, and they heard about what he is, and they know what he is to the league and the other players and how he's helped other young guys. They got to latch on. And with those young guys they got, with those type of young guys, Devin Booker, they got the DeAndre Ayton, they're gonna kill playing with Chris Paul. So yeah, the Suns, man, I would love to put the number 5, but I can see them getting up between the Suns, the Jazz, and Portland. That could be all mixed up. But because the Suns lack the most amount of experience, I would put them 6 and let Portland and Utah get above them at 5 and 4. At number 7, another young team, the Memphis Grizzlies. Ja Morant, point guard of the future. Justin Jackson gets the job done on both sides. He's very AD-ish, skill wise. I love the team. I love the team. They got some shooters around Morant, around Justin Jackson, and Justin Jackson is a pretty good shooter himself. Yeah, I like that team. Like I said, he's very AD-ish, with Morant being a mixture of everybody, like very Westbrookish. You know how he attacks head down, but he's a lot more under control than Westbrook at the same time. So y'all love Morant's game. And then number 8, these boys just with the injuries with KP, man. I just gotta put you boys in number 8, man. Dallas Mavericks, and y'all gave up my boy Steph Curry. Y'all done had Steph Curry, I think, twice, and let him go after a season, both times. I don't really get that. So, with all that being said, Dallas Mavericks, number 8. Shout out to the Golden State Warriors. Shout out to the Warriors. If Draymond would have played the whole year with Wiggins and Oubre and Curry, I think they would have got to a better start, and that would have put them in position to be a eighth, ninth seed this season. But I do not think they're gonna get there. Um, T Wolves, love the T Wolves. Screen, You can see the standings that I got up here as far as who I think uh, would be where in the standings. And I'm gonna just go over the first round real quick. So with the first round, you got the Dallas Mavericks, you got the Los Angeles Lakers. Excuse me. I got the Lakers in 5. Portland and Jazz. Oh man, I got the I got the Jazz in 7. Denver and Phoenix. Chris Paul gonna make them boys fight for real. But I gotta give it to Denver. More chemistry. They've been together for a few years. Yeah, I give it to Denver 4-2. Clippers and Grizzlies. I'm gonna say the same thing 4-2. Morant gonna give you 2. I won't be surprised if that goes 7 because Morant just nasty. So yeah, you see what Luka did to them boys last year. But yeah, I would say 4-2. Go over to the East. You got Milwaukee Bucks. You got the Charlotte Hornets. I don't think the Hornets had the players to build the wall against Giannis. And with that being said, I'm gonna say 4-1. I just think Hornets will get 1, but they probably won't. We got the 4-5 matchup: Boston Celtics, Indiana Pacers. That's a record-wise a good matchup, but Boston 4-1, maybe 4-2 because they're young. I don't know if they can really, be up 3-1 in the series and close it out without getting a little chin check. So I'm gonna say 4-2, 4-1, whatever. Philly and Miami. It all depends. Miami is great. They have great players to build the wall, and they could do that against Simmons the same way they did against Giannis the past year or two. The difference is they have Joel Embiid, and Miami has no one to even contest him down low. Y'all see what AD did, and y'all see what AD did. I mean, what Joel Embiid did to AD yesterday. So, yeah, I got the Sixers winning that. Unfortunately, putting the Heat out in the first round. Shout out to Tyler Hero and them boys. Jimmy Butler, man, you go dumb hard. But yeah, I got the Sixers winning that. I'm gonna say 4-2, 4-3. It'd be a tough one because they're gonna fight. Then you got Brooklyn and Atlanta, 2-7. 2-7 means it's usually gonna be a sweep or a gentleman sweep 4-1. But in this case scenario, I see the Hawks will get at least 2. Wouldn't be surprised if they took it to 7 games. The reason being, Brooklyn's defense is terrible. It is terrible. Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. I don't see it getting any better unless they can make some kind of move. I just don't know who you give up because they're already not all that deep of a team anymore due to the trade they made to get James Harden. So, yeah, this sounds crazy. It's even hard to say it, but I'm going to say 4-2. 4-2 Brooklyn. And if we went to game 7, I wouldn't be surprised. Well, that's going to wrap it up, y'all. My little seedings and predictions for the first round of the playoffs. Come back to you sooner than later with some more updates. Let you know who I feel get the most improved player, the rookie of the year, the sixth man of the year, the coach of the year, the MVP, all of that. But once again, as always, it's your boy P Cuff 22 with the Brain Surfing Podcast, Sports Edition. Y'all be cool.